Hello, everyone. My name is Alec, and welcome to Yarns of Yore. This is a comedy podcast where I, your host, tell you tales of fantasy and adventure, and hopefully make you laugh. The stories are written by myself, and, it's just something I like to do for fun, and, to help practice. I do enjoy writing. Writing is one of my, hobbies, and I like coming up with stories and telling stories, and I like to make people laugh. So, I just kind of smush it all together, and that's how we get this podcast. So, anyway, now that we have introductions out of the way, I see no point in lingering, so let's just jump right into it. Being a magical land, Shad is full of princesses. Arya, the Amazon princess. Odette, the magic princess. There's even Myconidia, princess of the mushroom people. But far to the northwest, in the barren gray wastes, there was one princess that many people didn't like to talk about. Her name was Vera, the Lich Princess. Now, technically, Vera was not a lich. She was half-lich. Her father was a lich, and her mother was a mortal. You may be wondering how that worked, seeing as how liches are undead. Well, trust me, you don't want to know. So I'll say this. Magic. But anyway, Vera was only half-lich. But try telling that to all the fanatical warriors and crusaders who besieged her castle time and time again. Every month or so, it'd be some crazy adventurer or army of soldiers at the front door of her castle, armed to the teeth and challenging her to battle. Every time, she'd obliterate them with magic, turn them into zombie servants, and go about her business. But even if it was in self-defense, it still made people mad, and they'd send more adventurers and soldiers after her. One day, Vera was on her sofa, watching cartoons on her magic mirror, when there was a knock at the door. She paused the show, got up, and went to the door. She cracked it open, peeking out cautiously to make sure it wasn't a trap. Lying on her doormat was a man in full-plated armor, bleeding profusely, with arrows and swords sticking out all over the place. Vera rose her eyebrow. "Can I help you?" she asked. The armored man looked up and rose his hand to Vera. "Help me!" "Are you an adventurer?" asked Vera. "Yes," said the man. "I was wounded in battle, and now I'm dying." "This isn't a trick, is it?" asked Vera. "Like, if I let you in and heal you, you won't instantly get up and smite me, will you?" "Ugh! Vision fading! Blood not in body! Hurts to move!" "Look, dude, I'd like to help you," said Vera. "But I kinda have trust issues when it comes to adventurers. You're gonna have to give me some extra insurance to convince me you're not here to kill me. Sorry, you know how it is, right?" I'll be your loyal knight," said the man. "Please, I don't want to die." "Loyal knight, huh?" said Vera, looking away in thought. "I've never had a loyal knight before." "And I'll give you 20 gold pieces." "Okay, fine," said Vera. Vera held out her hand and said, "Restore." A light engulfed the man. His blood went back into his body, and the arrows and swords that stuck out of him came out harmlessly. He stood up and looked himself over. "I'm alive," said the man. He took Vera's hands and shook them. "Thank you, Vera the Lich Princess. I am forever yours. I'll be your steward for all eternity." "Cool," said Vera. "Come on in." Vera led the man into the castle. "So, what's your name?" "I am Sir Bradley the Paladin from the Order of the Golden Gauntlet," said the man. "Well, I was, until I became your loyal knight, that is." "The Order of the Golden Gauntlet?" asked Vera. "Yes," said Sir Bradley. I was on my way to slay a warlock down in the southeast, but I was holding the map upside down and went the wrong way. Then a pack of goblin bandits attacked me, and, well, here I am now." "How powerful of a paladin are you?" asked Vera. "I was the second highest in my order," said Bradley. "And goblins got you?" "Yes," said Bradley, embarrassed. "'Tis truly shameful." "Yeah, sure is." "I've heard of you, Vera," said Bradley. "My order has been watching you for a long time now, making sure you weren't up to something. But you actually seem rather nice." "Yes, well, I try," said Vera. "And you're not even all decayed and hideous like other liches," said Bradley. "You're actually quite very pretty." Thanks, I guess," said Vera, pretending she didn't care all that much. Vera led Bradley to a door and opened it. Inside was a simple bedroom. "This is your room," said Vera. "Go ahead and make yourself at home." "I thank you, mistress," said Bradley. He walked in. "Do you, need help getting your armor off or anything?" Vera asked. "No, I got it," said Bradley. "I have breakaway armor. Behold!" Bradley cast his armor off like it was nothing, wearing nothing but boxers underneath. He was ripped and had a rugged, Aragorn-like face. Vera blushed, and "Oh Yeah" by Yellow started playing. Well then," said Vera, "I'll leave you to, doing whatever you need to do to get comfortable." She hurriedly closed the door before things could get any more awkward. Over the next few days, Bradley acclimated to his new life. There was a lot of neat stuff to do at Vera's castle. There was a gym, a collection of arcade machines in the basement, and even an indoor pool, among other things. But every now and then, Bradley would think he'd see her out of his peripheral vision, peeking behind a corner or something, but when he turned around, she would always disappear. He found it endearing, but also kinda creepy. As more days passed, Vera asked for Bradley's services more and more. Some were pretty mundane, others simply outlandish. There were times where she would ask him to put her on his shoulders so she could reach stuff in high shelves, even though she could simply use a telekinesis spell to grab it. There were times when she would ask him to pose in various positions as a reference model so she could practice her figure drawing. There was even a time when she asked him to sit down and watch her model her swimsuit collection and ask for his opinion on each one. As strange as it all was, Bradley never refused or complained. Sure, they weren't conventional duties for a loyal knight, but as long as Vera was pleased, he felt fulfilled. Eventually, a whole month passed since Vera accepted Bradley as her knight. Bradley approached Vera's door to check on her. However, there was a piece of paper on the door with writing on it. It was Vera's handwriting. Bradley took the note and looked it over, reading it. "Dear Bradley, went to Dragon Valley to pick flowers or something. Will be back this afternoon. Vera." Bradley gasped. "By the gods! Dragon Valley? That's where Ogorak lives, the dragon known for kidnapping princesses. Vera's in danger. I must rescue her." Bradley went down to the castle garage. He pulled a tarp off of a motorcycle-shaped object, revealing a motorcycle made out of black bones and a goat's head where the headlights should be. He kick-started the motorcycle, black fire shooting out the muffler, and sped off toward Dragon Valley. Meanwhile, in Dragon Valley, Vera was wandering around a field of flowers. "Doody-doo, just a fair princess picking flowers alone and unprotected. Sure hope no dragons come and kidnap me. Especially dragons named Ogorak." The wind blew across the field. All was quiet. Vera huffed and frowned. "Also, I got 20 gold pieces." A great shadow stretched across the flower field. Vera turned to see a great green dragon land in front of her. "Well, well, well, what have we here? A princess with 20 gold pieces far away from her castle." Vera put the back of her hand to her forehead and swooned. "Oh, good heavens me! It's Ogorak, the dragon. Please don't kidnap me." "Ha ha ha! Begging won't save you now, princess. Now, I'll take you to my lair, and..." Wait a minute. You're Vera! Yes? Said Vera. Ogarak lowered his face to Vera and narrowed his eyes. You're no ordinary princess. You're one of the most feared and powerful wielders of magic in all of Shad. No dragon could kidnap you, even if they tried. You could turn them to dust with but a blink of an eye. Vera got quiet, then started to sweat loudly. She smiled nervously. Ogarak rose an eyebrow. What is the meaning of this? Okay, look, said Vera. I can't get into it right now, but I really need you to kidnap me so my loyal knight can come and rescue me, okay? Loyal knight? Asked Ogarak. And just who would that be? Sir Bradley of the Order of the Golden Gauntlet. Do you take me for a fool, Vera? If I kidnapped you, I'd be a dead dragon. Either you'd kill me with magic, or I'd get smote by the Golden Gauntlet's second best paladin. You don't understand, Vera exclaimed. This is important. I need this. Screw this. I'm out of here, said Ogarak, about to take flight. However, Vera frowned and held out her hand, which glowed with green energy. Ogarak stopped where he was, and his eyes turned into black voids. You will kidnap me and take me to your lair, said Vera. Yes, mistress, said Ogarak in a distant voice. Yes, good, said Vera with a toothy grin. Bradley drove his motorcycle in front of Ogarak's cave lair, kicking down the kickstand and stepping off his vehicle. He drew his sword and shield and went into the cave, which was littered with gold, jewels, and skeletons of all kind. Bradley stepped into the deepest part of the cave, where Ogarak stood. Trapped in a cage that hung from a chain in the ceiling was Vera. Mistress! Bradley exclaimed. He stepped forward, and as he did, Ogarak rose his hand and backhanded the paladin across the room. He flew through the air and crash-landed into a pile of human bones. Bradley stood up and pointed his sword to Ogarak. Fiendish dragon! Release Princess Vera, or taste the steel of my blade! Ogarak was silent. He stomped toward Bradley, the cave rumbling with each step. He reared his head back and shot a jet of emerald flame toward Bradley. Bradley held up his shield, blocking the flame, the shield turning to molten metal and melting. Ha! I need not my shield to defeat you. I have my armor to protect me. Ogarak shot another jet of flame at Bradley, who dodge-rolled out of the way. Bradley charged the dragon and started hacking away at his leg with his sword. However, the scales were much tougher than he anticipated. He was barely able to cut through the thick, scaly exterior, not even drawing any blood. Ogarak spun around and slapped Bradley with his tail, sending him flying back again. Bradley hit the wall of the cave, leaving an indentation in the stone. Bradley fell forward on his stomach, then stood up again, though he looked a bit dazed. Ha! Nice try, dragon, but it'll take a lot more than that to put me down. Then, in a swift, sudden motion, Ogarak grabbed Bradley in his chompers and started thrashing him around. He spat Bradley out, whose armor was now all dented and punctured from Ogarak's teeth. Bradley laid on the floor, motionless. Vera watched from her cage as Bradley got his ass handed to him. Needless to say, things weren't exactly going as planned. Ogarak began to charge up another stream of flames to let forth. If she didn't do something fast, Bradley would be turned into barbecue. Drawing on all her lichy powers, Vera held up her hands and shot green lightning at Ogarak. The bolts hit the dragon, who roared in pain as he got Emperor Palpatine-style electrocuted. Vera continued to unleash the full extent of her power on the dragon, whose flesh popped and sizzled from the lightning. Soon, Ogarak was nothing more than a charred husk, and he fell over, dead. Bradley! Vera exclaimed. She used magic to break the lock on her cage, then floated down to him. She knelt at his side. Bradley, are you okay? I think all my kidneys are ruptured. And everything else, too, he said. Oh, this is all my fault. Vera exclaimed. I just wanted to spend time with you, but I didn't know how to get you to notice me, so please, just heal me again, and we'll call it even. Oh, right, said Vera. She held out her hand and said, Restore. A light engulfed Bradley, and he became healthy again. Ha ha, he said, flexing his biceps. I live! He turned to Vera, who looked at him sheepishly. Bradley laughed heartily, patting Vera on the shoulder heavily. Oh, silly princess. If you wanted to hang out with me, you should have just asked. Really? Said Vera. Of course, said Bradley. You don't have to come up with these complex schemes to get me to notice you. If you want to be friends, then simply say so. Oh, I see, said Vera, looking away. I know it must have been lonely in that castle, said Bradley, being stuck in there all your life, surrounded by mindless zombie minions, with nothing to do but watch cartoons on your magic mirror. But worry not, as your loyal knight, I shall be happy to be your best friend. Vera looked back at Bradley and smiled. You mean it? I swear it, on my honor as a knight, said Bradley. Now then, let's get you home. Bradley swept Vera off her feet and carried her to the motorcycle, placing her on the passenger seat and putting a helmet on her head, because safety first. He then kick-started the motorcycle again and drove off into the horizon. The end. Well, that concludes today's story. Hopefully you liked it, and if you did like it, a like and a comment would be nice. Maybe even a subscription if you liked it that much. Again, this is just sort of a whenever I can and want to sort of deal, so I can't really give an estimate of when the next episode will be available, but hopefully it'll be sometime soon, because if you do like this crap that I produce, I shouldn't belittle myself. It's okay. But anyway, if you do like this stuff that I produce, yeah, just go ahead and subscribe, and I'll try to keep updating fairly regularly. I want to put up an episode at least once a month. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you someday soon. Goodbye.